Holy moly. He forgot to hit the brakes.
Seeing people like that is so funny. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Aaron Touchdown. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to mind punt people in iRacing. But first of all, we have to have a good understanding of the track to be able to mind punt people. And mind punting is one of the best ways to pass people, and also one of the funniest ways. So we're gonna get into that today. So we're gonna be talking about Fuji. So Fuji overall is a pretty difficult track, and when I say that, there's a couple of zones where you can really mess up, and I want to show you these. So if you break, the 150 board is the typical braking zone. If we go to the 125 board, you will see you just have no chance. It's off camber, you go super deep, you lose a ton of time. Now coming into this next sector, you really have a fast left here. You typically brake, go down to fourth, go over the curb, and it kind of gets unstable, especially when you hit that curb there. It will shake all over the place. When people hit the brakes here, they will oversteer just like this. So you will see that mistake when you're racing on Fuji quite often. And then if you keep on racing just at a decent pace, you almost, as you're coming around that same turn, people will oversteer and make the same mistake right here, because as you're coming around that fast right turn, the weight shifts, so you're going from basically all the weight on the left side of the car back to the right side of the car. So a lot of people kind of miss that weight shift, and you'll see a lot of people oversteer like I just did. And once again, this is another oversteer turn where you'll see people wreck. They'll also catch the curb and wreck on the inside there. And this turn, you will see a lot of people do this right here all the time if you race Fuji, just a couple of times. And just to add on to this turn to make it a little more difficult, the exit is very off camber, so you're also going to see a lot of people end up over here. So if we know where people wreck and tend to make mistakes, that means that is a good point where we can kind of put pressure on them. We can act like we're going to send a pass or something like that, and even though we're not, it will cause them to react and make one of these mistakes. Now let's get right into how I set up these mind punts. Camber turns and like get on gas sections here. Even on brake, it's very easy to spin at Fuji. So here we are, we're starting to lay out the scenario here. We're on lap 3. I am catching up to a group of 3 cars. All 3 of these cars I believe I am faster than, but maybe one. And I can already see that this guy has damage on the back of his car, and they are pretty much going to go too wide here. These guys are just flat out battling. You can see this red car already makes a mistake. He goes a bit deep, so we end up getting side by side. And so here we are. We're already into this race, and we're trying to make this pass. Now when I try to make this pass, this kind of, you'll see what happens here. He gives me a nice bump. It doesn't hit the apex at all and kicks me off. So if I'm trying to pass this guy moving forward, I know I can kind of expect some sort of bump from this guy. I feel like he's already kind of frustrated because he has damage on the back of his car, and he's already fallen behind these guys. Now this is where giving pressure is super important in racing. I can see these guys are battling. He just had to hit the brakes, so I'm going to go side by side here, but I have no intentions of actually sticking this pass. What this is going to do is you're going to see him slide out. He nearly wrecks because he goes late on the brakes trying to beat me in this corner. You're also going to see him slow down a tremendous amount so he doesn't spin again. Now if you remember at the beginning of the video, you basically, to mind punt people, you have to understand where people can make mistakes. And you can see here that he slows down quite a bit, and I am gaining on him tremendously on the exit of this turn. So you'll see him kind of dive in. He goes a bit deep right there, and I see that. That means that he's already kind of making a small mistake there. I had no intentions to pass there, and he's already going deep by just seeing my car approach him. Now here we are coming down the back straight. As you can see, I'm probably 2 or 3 tenths behind this guy. On turn 1, I am making up all of that time. So when you see someone do that behind you, you know that they are more than likely either quicker than you or you made some kind of mistake. Now this is our mind punt lap, so I kind of know what's coming up, and you do as well. But here we are. I just want to stick close to this guy. I know what kind of mistake he just made. He goes off track there. He may have even gotten a slowdown there. And so I'm thinking, can I go faster than this guy on exit again? So here I am, acting like I'm diving up the inside. He forgets to hit his brakes and runs into the back of this guy in front of us. Now we got to catch up to this guy. 1.4. We are just in draft. As soon as we get past the first guy with the mine punt, here we are, 1.4 seconds away from this guy. And I knew that I had to have pretty good pace. This guy had pretty solid pace around the track. The only difference here is once I go down into turn 1, I notice once again how much time I'm gaining on this guy. Closing the gap little by little. So here we are. We are coming down the main straight again, and you can see I gained 2/10 on this guy from the first lap. Where did we gain those 2/10? In the first turn. Here we are again. Coming into the first turn, we were 1.2 seconds away. We brake all the way down, and we're 0.9 seconds away for a second, and all the way down to a second. So I know that I'm consistently gaining 2/10 on this guy in the first turn, so we know where the best chance of me sending a move is. Here we are. Let's rinse and repeat, and we're going to come into turn 1 this time. We're going to get a yellow flag immediately. So as I actually don't really close the gap that much this lap. However, there's a guy that spins right in front of him. So this guy is a little bit shaken up. He is a much faster car. This guy was in 4th place. He was absolutely leaving me. But it does kind of put someone in front of this guy that we've been chasing, and you can see here that we've already made up quite a bit of time for this reason, and we're going to make up quite a bit more on the exit of this turn as well and get right up on the butt of this white and pink car. I really feel like I have better tires than the car in front. So this car has been drifting quite a bit. I haven't shown you too much of it, but he's been just spinning his back tires a ton. He also has quite a bit of damage. I couldn't see all the damage, but now I can. I would love to be able to pass this guy and get into the white car's draft. Here we are. We're going to fake a dive bomb. And you can see him guard the inside right there, respectively. Not going to lie, I think I could have made that pass if I would have committed to that, but I just didn't want the 1X right there. I'm in closing almost 2/10 every time on that. There I am, talking myself up, knowing that I'm still gaining 2/10 a lap on the first turn on this guy, and this is where I'm going to really start to put the pressure on him. I really want to make this pass. The race is starting to kind of wind down here a little bit, and I'm going to get the same kind of exit I had on the first mine punt guy, and I'm going to act like I'm going to send the inside. You'll see him kind of dive to the inside there and protect his line. Totally fair. Now the exits of the last corner, you will see him dive to the inside. He sacrifices his exit again. And here we are. I know that I have a much better exit than him. Thought I was going to dive the inside right there. He's going to cover the inside, I think. I have draft. Everything is set up perfectly here. I'm sorry. I had to pause this video right here just to show you kind of what's going on. First of all, I predicted right that he was going to cover the inside. You will see that he keeps on going further and further right because he thinks that I'm dive bombing the inside. Totally fair. I've just pretty much tried to dive the inside on him 2 or 3 times the past lap. So he believes I'm sending this move 100% being this close and catching up to him like I am. Now, I know that he's guarding the right side, so I know that I'm going to have to pretty much either make this pass on the outside or do a little switchback because I'll have a better exit because he's so far right on the track. Now, you will also see here that the braking zone is very fastly approaching. We're almost at the 250 board, and you have to press the brakes pretty soon, especially at this high rate of speed. Holy moly! He forgot to hit the brakes. Seeing people like that is so funny. I've been there. And that is the beauty of mine punts. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I almost bent it right there because I wasn't paying attention and just kind of laughing, but man, passes like that are one of my favorite things to do in iRacing. Just because it's not like we made some kind of dive bomb move or some kind of switchback or something like that. That was simply just applying pressure consistently over probably 7 laps and we finally got the job done, and I didn't even really have to do anything. He made the mistake himself, and we made both of those passes in this video just by simply knowing where we were gaining time, putting a little bit more pressure on them, faking a couple of dive bombs, and then they make the mistakes themselves. It's how you pass people pretty safely because, you know, I didn't really have to make any kind of aggressive move or anything like that. They simply got out of the way for me. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.